Hello, YouTube community. It's Robert S., and welcome back to Rob's Your Music. I haven't made a lot of videos lately, and I apologize for that. But I've, I've picked up a bunch of music, and while I don't typically make a lot of videos about, music that finds and things of that sort, I do tend to show that, um, records and things that I've purchased on other people's live streams. In particular, Doc Dacus. Quick shout out for Doc Dacus. You can check out his channel and subscribe. But I've collected quite a few things over the past, I don't know, 2 weeks or so, and a whole lot more before that. But I just thought I would share with you the albums, the 45s, and the CDs that I've picked up. So, so let's start with the albums. I picked up Modern English, After the Snow. And this is, I believe, was their second album. And this, of course, contains their big hit, I Melt With You. And I believe there was another hit on this album, Someone's Calling. And I think Life in a Glad House may have been a minor hit as well. But happy to have seen this fairly inexpensive. And next, We Five, Make Someone Happy. And I have one other We Five album, which is I think their more popular album that had their big hit, "You Were on My Mind." That was like a top 10 hit, and it also had, I think, "Let's Get Together." This particular album has, I think, "High Flying Bird" was, I believe, that may have been released as a single. Um, let's Get Together and Make Someone Happy, I think. So anyway, so that's the second album, and we'll just continue with. Now here's one that I actually did a video about, um, and I had the album, but this one's in better condition, and it has Most of the Shrink, a group called Smith, not the Smiths. This is not a more modern band. This is actually from the '60s, very folksy type music. You can check out my video, a group called Smith. Then I picked up Belinda Carlisle. Now, this particular album, Heaven on Earth, I had this, and for the life of me, I can't find it. So I don't know what happened to it. Maybe I sold it and forgot. Maybe I lent it to somebody and never got it back. But in any event, I do enjoy this particular album. I like Heaven is a Place on Earth. I Get Weak. I Feel Fine. And this also has, if I'm not mistaken, this is the album where George Harrison plays guitar on one of the songs that I'm totally drawing a blank on now. So I'm going to see if I can find it quickly. I'll let you look at this while I look for it. Well, anyway, it's it's not jumping out at me right now. But in any event, it's a good album. Then I picked up Small Faces, Ogden's Nut Gone Flake. Picture this. Limited edition. This is number 3862, does that say? Of 10,000. So happy to get this. One of my favorite groups, the Boomtown Rats. This is probably the last album of theirs that I did not have. So I was happy to find that at a reasonable price. Now we have another group that I actually did a video on, and I have one of their albums. Now I have two. American Flyer, Spirit of a Woman. I couldn't read that backwards. It looked like a strange word. Anyway, this is a Canadian group, despite the suggestion that it might be the United States of America. It's the continent of North America. Then I picked up, Then I picked up B.B. King live in Japan. And I remember seeing somebody's video about this, and honestly now I can't remember who it was. And he spoke highly of it. So I said, you know what? Based on that recommendation or that positive review, I'm picking it up. I do like B.B. King. I generally I'm not the biggest fan of live albums, but I kind of sampled this one. It sounded good. So adding that to my collection. And then the last vinyl is the newest by the Avett Brothers. Let me take this out of this sleeve. No, I just want to point something out. Amazon Music exclusive vinyl. This is what it came in. It was shipped to me in this. Totally opened. So I don't understand it. I thought I was buying what was new sealed vinyl, and this is what I get. So, but in any event, this is the latest by the Avett Brothers. I honestly don't know what the name of it is. I suppose these are Roman numerals. 33, what is L? 50, 60, 68, 55? I don't know. I'm not Roman. But anyway, so I was happy to be able to pick this up to complete my Avett Brothers collection. If you're listening out there, Sam St. John, you and I think we're like the only ones talking about these guys. They are absolutely fantastic. Although I take that back. Tom Hunyadi, I know you are a fan too now. So anyway, can't wait to listen to this. Big fan of their sort of Americana, folksy, country-ish type music. Staying with the vinyl, except moving over to 45s now, I picked up the Bangles, Following. And the B-side is Dover Beach. Great pictures of the girls right there. I also picked up Bananarama. And this is Love in the First Degree. And no, I didn't only pick it up just for the cover. And then when I went to pay for these things at Infinity Records, shout out to Infinity, I happened to go through the 45s that are right near their register. And lo and behold, I found a couple things that I really wanted to get. Big fan of hers. Kate Bush. And this is on stage. She does Them Heavy People. Don't push your foot on the heartbreak. James and the Cold Gun. L'Amour Looks Something Like You. I also picked up Kate Bush, Cloud Busting, and Burning Bridge on the B-side. And the last one is Guess who? Kate Bush, Wuthering Heights. And the B-side, I believe, is Kite. Yes. So let me open this up quickly. I'll show you that. Not that there's much to see, but I'll show you the back of that. So this is, I guess, a German pressing. Yes, this is German pressing. Then I picked up a bunch of CDs. I went to Looney Tunes Records, and I actually went there with Joe Mayo, and as he was picking up his Ringo CD, Crooked Boy, I picked up the Avett Brothers, because I'm old and forgot that I ordered the album on Amazon. So I may or may not keep this. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, that's the first one. Then I picked up, again, going back to Infinity Records, Concrete Blonde. And this is Walking in London. This has the hits Ghost of a Texas Ladies Man, Walking in London, and Someday, with a question mark. Although many of you probably don't remember that song, but you may remember the Ghost of a Texas Ladies Man. I also picked up that was in the dollar bin. Also in the dollar bin, I don't have a clue who this is, but there's an obvious reason. Beans on Toast. So I was thinking of you, Beans. Rest in peace, buddy. Don't know what kind of music this is? Well, I will find out. No pictures of anyone to give me any kind of clue. So we shall see. Then I picked up, which I hadn't picked up in the past, but I'm a huge Elton John fan. Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. This is the anniversary edition 2-disc set. It's got obviously the full album itself, plus bonus tracks on the first disc. Bonus tracks are Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, One Day at a Time, Philadelphia Freedom, and House of Cards. And disc 2 is actually live from Midsummer Music at Wembley Stadium, London, England, in June 1975. And those tracks are previously unreleased, so first time available on right here on this album. Then I also picked up Elton John, self-titled, which I believe I have on vinyl, but again, huge Elton John fan, and this is, for sentimental reasons, my favorite Elton John album right here. And if you know this album, it's got Your Song on it. It has Border Song that a lot of people, I think, know. But other than that, unless you are a big Elton John fan, you probably don't know any of the songs on here. They're all fantastic, in my opinion. I Need You to Turn To, Take Me to the Pilot, No Shoestrings on Louise, first episode at Hyanton, 60 Years On, amazing song. Border Song, The Greatest Discovery, another absolutely fantastic, amazing song. When you think about how young Elton and Bernie were, and Bernie, he did such a fantastic job with this album. The Cage and The King Must Die. And then disc 2 basically has like different demos and various songs, Grace Seal, Bad Side of the Moon, Rock and Roll Madonna, things like that. So I'll show you that track listing if you can read that. And then I recently went to see the Rolling Stones at MetLife Stadium. They were absolutely incredible. Mick and Keith are 81. I think Ronnie Wood is like 76, so he's the youngster in the group. And I've always liked the Rolling Stones, but I'm not like the biggest Rolling Stones fan. I didn't really own a lot of their albums. There are certain albums I really enjoy, and obviously Hackney Diamonds, their latest, was, I think, amazing. So this is the Hackney Diamonds tour, so I saw them. Obviously, Some Girls, I like Let It Bleed, all the regular classics. And as Joe Mayo would say, Hot Rocks, obviously. But there were a lot of Stones albums that I didn't own. Well, after seeing them, and honestly, after watching a lot of videos by Alan Rosenberg, check out the Alan Rosenberg Show on YouTube, I started to get really excited about getting deeper into the Stones music. So I picked up a couple albums that I didn't have before, believe it or not. Goat's Head Soup. Never owned it before. So this is the first. And obviously this has got fantastic songs on it. Heartbreaker. I won't do the whole do stuff. And Angie were big hits, but lots of great songs. I also picked up Aftermath again. And this is the UK version, not the US version. I actually prefer this particular one. It has Mama's Little Helper, Stupid Girl, Lady Jane, which I love, Under My Thumb. It's got other songs, so Don't You Bother Me, Going Home. But like the ones that are, you might know are basically the first few that I mentioned. So happy to get that. I also picked up Out of Our Heads. And this has Mercy Mercy, Hitchhike the Last Time. Might be the last time, you know that song. Satisfaction, Cry to Me is a great song. Play with Fire. So One More Try. And then one of the, again, I said earlier, I'm not a big fan of live albums, but watching Alan Rosenberg, I think he mentioned that he enjoyed a lot of the versions of songs on this particular live album. Get your yayas out. And I do remember my sister, I think, had this album when we were growing up. My sister had more Stones albums than I had growing up. So looking forward to checking this out. And then, as I did when I picked up the other stuff at Infinity Records and went to the counter and picked up the 45s, I went to the counter, and it's a glass counter, and on the shelves right in front, I found the Rolling Stones singles, 1965 to 1967. Let's open this up. And we've got a little poster here. I want to be very careful with this. Double-sided. That's pretty cool. We also have this little booklet. Just skim through that quickly. Got some little photographs. Then we've got the singles. Oops, sorry. I'm going through these quickly. Read along, folks. Same on the other side. Almost there. And all of this made me happy. And yes, I was able to get some satisfaction. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe, friends. And remember, if the music strikes a chord, let it play.